9397 Network and Hot 9397 presents Sapphire'S Soup du Jour with Just Bob, stirring the pot and serving the latest soup. Brought to you by Haylove Saloon, Adam's Apple, Janet'sCloset.com, and Janet'sDungeon.com.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Kicking it on a Friday. We're listening right now. You can't hear it because you're not allowed. You can't sit with us in here with a headphone on. Now we're listening to LL Cool J. Mama said, knock you out. He said, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. So anyways, good morning. Happy to see everybody. Hope you're waking up well. Thanks for watching and listening, downloading the app. We're having a contest now. The contest is going to be, you got to vote for your favorite show. So go on there and vote for somebody other than me, because all I do is make you mad. Oh, boy. So here we are, just you and me sitting here, first thing in the morning, kicking it. What is behind me? Who put that there? See, no props. We still got 2.5 minutes till we go on. There, that's better. Nothing like a big old black thing sticking up from behind you. Anyway, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Some of it's fun, some of it's not. Actually, it'll all be fun. But, I gotta brush my hair when I wake up a little better. Good Lord. I sleep over in the corner there. What? You're sitting here looking at me. I'm looking at you. I'm just waiting for it to start. Oh, man. See, Monday is Halloween, which means that we kind of have, it's kind of like, that's sweet because it gives us Friday and Saturday, or not both, but to party, to have a party, you know what I mean? So obviously if you're hosting the party, you're only going to have it one day, but it allows for more people to be able to do so. So kind of nice, right? That way you can have a party on Friday and go to another one on Saturday, or vice versa. And you can see, kids should be involved in parties. That's the way I feel about it. When my kids were younger, we really didn't do adult parties because we wanted the kids involved, right? You know, and to each their own, depends on what type of activity, excessive drinking or any drugs or anything like that, because marijuana is legal in some states, but still considered a drug, right? Still something that I wouldn't want young children to be around, right? Alcohol, socially acceptable, right? Kids can be around alcohol. We sell it in restaurants and stuff. It's the excessiveness of it. But for me, the smell, I guess it's because I'm just not used to the whole, it's legal some places, you know? So you kind of feel like, oh, I think it's because society. It told us forever is bad, right? You can't get a good job if you smoke weed. You can't, you know, you're definitely like want to be in the FBI? You got to take a lie detector test. You can't even lie about it. Like, I smoked it years ago. They'll never know. Don't know. You're going to take a lie detector test. So it's just something the notion of it has changed, you know, and even President Biden had said he was pardoning people convicted of possession of marijuana. See, everybody thought it was all marijuana or all marijuana convictions, but it wasn't. It was, oh, here we go. Listen, this is great. We don't care if you jam out with your clam out or rock out with your just do it here on WHOT Hot 9397.
Initiating launch sequence.
All right, time to get serious. End of that conversation. Done. I got a comment. I got a real quick second here. Good morning, Tony. Good morning. I can't comment back real quick, but good morning. Thank you for tuning in and checking us out. Big T's custom bait. Oh, banners. Let's put a banner up real quick. We got a second. A lot going on to get started with, baby. But it happens. All right, enough of that. Here we go. Hang on tight. All right, enough of that nonsense. It's Friday. You can't get the weekend going until you get Friday over with. So let's get it rolling. You're listening to Sapphire'S Soup du Jour, stirring the pot, serving the latest soup. Kinda. On a Friday morning. Well, it's Friday where I'm at, and it's morning where I'm at. It may be Friday afternoon for you. Happy afternoon. Whatever it is. Who cares? We don't care. We used to do that, what time it is. It's 7:05 Eastern. I don't care what time it is. I just appreciate you listening and spending some time with me. That's how it goes. What else can I say other than it's Halloween weekend? And Halloween, it's funny. We got a lot to talk about today. World Series, social media. There's a lot going on. The holiday of Halloween is Monday. It's kind of a bonus. It's a good thing because sometimes we go, yeah, well, if it's on a Wednesday or something, right? You're limited with how many days you get to actually be in the whole entire spirit of Halloween, right? So Monday is Halloween. That's for the kids, the trick-or-treating and all that. But Friday you can party. Saturday you can party. You can host a party Friday and go out Saturday or vice versa. And it just adds an extra little bonus to the holiday. It's not as big of a deal as some of the holidays because it ends early, right? Halloween is not I would say mostly 90% of it's done by 9 p.m. And then you got the little stragglers for trick-or-treating. If trick-or-treating is even a thing for where you're at, it's definitely different than it used to be where I'm at. Right. It's a lot different, actually. We don't have trick-or-treaters, right? I don't think we had anybody knock at the door last year, even walk by. So it's definitely a different thing. But it's Friday, the weekend's coming up, and there's a lot going on. So we got costumes, we got World Series, which I got a problem with the World Series a little bit, right? It's too late in the season. It's November 28th today, Friday, October 28th today. We are a few days away from November. The World Series begins game 1 tonight. Houston Astros and the Philadelphia Phillies. All right. It's too cold. The only way you can sell me on this happening at this time of year is it's in the South, like the Super Bowl. Neutral territory, in the warmth, outdoors, period. So that way it's warm because it's ridiculous to be in Philadelphia playing baseball. It's going to be 38 degrees. And that's not what the boys of summer are supposed to be doing, freezing their tushes off. And I know they've got heaters but it's not the point. However, how do you do it? Shorten the season? Can't do that. Well, 162 games in a season is a lot of games. So yeah, I understand you don't have a lot of time, but we used to have it done by about now, right? So they added a little bit. I mean, we're not going to go deep into it, but they added more teams to the playoff structure. So that makes it different too, but it's just too late in the season, right? And Houston, no big deal, right? It's Houston, Texas. It'll be warm there. I just think that it would be something that it should be a neutral territory, unless the lucky team like Tampa Bay when they had the Super Bowl at home, that was blind luck. It's not because they earned it. It was just luck that they got in that time. So, anywho, in Philadelphia, they are greasing the poles, the light posts and stuff, right? An adult entertainment company, Cam Soda, premium non-stick lubricant, is going to be lubing the light poles, right? Adult entertainment company Cam Soda is sending trucks of lube to grease the poles in case the Phillies win. But also, you got to understand something like this. What if they lose? So you're greasing the poles because they're in the World Series. It has nothing to do with the fact that they might win or lose. So you can't make it up. But picture the concept of that. People are wanting to be entertained, so they have their favorite sports team. And now, good morning, Bill. Pittman checking in. People say Elon, Kanye, and Trump live rent-free in people's heads. I think it's more a case of home invasion, breaking and entering. That's a good way to start a Friday. Very true, though. We've never spent so much time on an ex-president as we have Trump. Elon Musk, he's a billionaire who's been controversial, so he's doing things, and he bought Twitter. We're going to talk about that. Bought Twitter. Well, we'll talk about it. And Kanye, we could talk about him. We're going to have to do a Kanye watch. He's our new Joe Dirt segment. Just talking about someone's miserable, poor life choices over and over again. But he thinks he's doing the right thing. So, and other people are backing him. But how can he have the right to be anti-Semitic when other people don't have the right to speak their truth? Because that's what people are saying. So anyway, that's a whole other topic. So adult entertainment company Cam Soda providing trucks of lube to grease Philly light poles. People are going to be climbing the light poles if they win or lose. It's for real. Yeah. They are greasing the poles as a public safety measure to deter zealous, rowdy people from climbing them. Wow. So Elon buys Twitter, and Bill Pittman checking in on the live stream broadcast that we do on our social media. You can go on Sapphire'S Soup du Jour, Sapphire Pates, 9397 Network, on the YouTube 9397 Network YouTube page. You can chime right in there. You can go on the 9397 Network app, and you can chime in on that. You go in there, you listen live, you go into the UChat, and it's a social media network. And we got a contest coming up where you vote for your show and all that. You'll have to read all the details coming soon to you. To the winner, the show, you get a drawing. You're in for a drawing for a $25 gift card, and then the shows are in for a drawing for a $25,000 bonus. Well, it's going to be Monopoly money, but it's bragging rights. So yeah, we have friendly competition here. We all do. Competition is the name of the game, no matter what you're doing. You want to be the best at it. I don't want to go to a doctor who goes, C was good enough for me. No, doc, I want the best surgeon there is. I'm not going with, no, not good enough. Nobody strives for average, unless golf. You can strive for par. But if you play golf, it's pretty freaking difficult. So, you strive for excellence, right? You got to be competitive. So that is what drives these people. Now, I don't know what drives you to be rowdy enough to climb poles in Philadelphia, but they've got pictures of where they did that before when the Flyers. There's a guy in a Philadelphia Flyers jersey when they won the championship. Thousands of people cheered for him while he reached the top. I mean, as long as the thing doesn't fall over and you don't fall because you're probably intoxicated, why else would you be doing that? Why do we let law and order just go out the window? When did that happen? Well, I know when it happened, but why? And how? Well, I know how. Bad parenting. Parenting is responsible, and lack thereof, for a lot of our problems. It really is. I mean, you can argue that all you want, but we've got to raise these kids that come up doing all these things, right? I mean, there's a guy in Chicago who went to prison for punching a woman, trying to steal from her multiple times, right? Gets arrested, tells the cop, when I get out of these handcuffs, I'm going to beat your BITCH butt, right? Gets out of prison. 6 days after he gets out of prison for punching a woman and kicking a cop in the groin, he gets out of prison, totally reformed, right? No, not at all. Punched a woman in the face during a robbery attempt, gets arrested again, and kicks the cop right in the nuts. James Killingworth. Wait, excuse me, said it wrong. James Killingsworth. Allegedly punched a woman in the face after already going to prison for doing so. So 6 days after jail, you forgot what it was like to be locked up. And you go, you know what? I really want that cell phone. Cell phones are no longer, I don't know. Well, first of all, nothing's worth stealing. But people, I mean, I got $100 phone. No, this is a true story. Stolen from a dressing room, right? I call the phone. It's $100 phone. I call the phone. It's 2:30 in the morning or something like that. Our show just got over. I'm like, my $20 and my phone was missing. It was just sitting there. I went out to do a number, talk on the mic, come back in, and my stuff's gone. Call my phone. The dingbat answers the phone and says, I go, you got my phone? He was like, yeah, you want it? Come get it. I got you for $100. I go, it was $100 brand new. He said, well, I'm a businessman. I said, no, you're not a businessman. You're a thug. And you can have that phone. It's already been shut off. Oh, enjoy the pictures. Just kidding. My God, you guys take things so seriously. So I just don't understand that whole concept of violence like this, right? Just you get arrested for beating up a woman. Then you tell the cop you're going to beat him up. And you kick him in the groin. They linked him to another attack that occurred 2 days earlier. In that case, a woman was walking around when he ran up and punched her in the face and tried to get her phone, but couldn't. He was arrested the first time and was out the next day. Excuse me, the same day, because of time already served and their half off policy. You only do half of your sentence, right? So if we sentence you to 2 years, you're doing a year. And since you were already locked up for almost a year before your trial, you're free to go. How would that feel to the victim, right? So the victim's there to see justice served. You're there to see justice served. And you're sitting there and you're quiet in the court of law and you're respecting all these things. And the court kicks you in the nuts and goes, Mr. Killingsworth, you're convicted of assault with attempt to commit great bodily harm, larceny, armed robbery, name it. You're convicted of all these things. You are a nuisance to society, is what we're telling you at this moment. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to be sentenced to 2 years in prison. And then you go, but you've already done a year, and since we've got 50% off sale going on, you're walking out of this courtroom today, right with the victim in the same elevator to go back home. How about that? Yeah, explain that to me. I'm not making this up. I'm telling you, this is what's going on. Last month, he was sentenced to a concurrent 3-year prison sentence for aggravated battery of a police officer, theft, attempted robbery, and aggravated battery in a public place. He arrived at the Stateville Correctional Center last Wednesday, October 19th, which last Wednesday, I'm not sure. I think it was. I don't do math in public. After receiving credits for time spent in jail and the state's standard 50% sentence reduction, he went home the same day, according to Illinois Department of Correction records. Let that sink in. You punched an innocent woman. This wasn't an altercation where she scratched you and you smacked her. No, you approached her, sucker punched her in the face, and took her stuff. Then when the cops arrested you, you threatened to beat him up and you kicked him right in the balls. And we're supposed to be okay with this. There's a judge that said, you know what? Nothing to see here, move along. Please make note. A couple weeks ago, I talked about the guy who was arrested for stealing millions of dollars from rich people, and they gave him no bail. None. Never hurt a fly. Never laid his finger on anybody. But he stole from the rich people, so they locked him up and threw away the key. But if you go sucker punch a woman in her face and take her belongings, nothing to see here, move along. Get out of here with that. It's crazy talk. It's absolutely crazy talk. But that's where we're at. We're greasing poles with adult lube. Oh, hopefully it's a brand new barrel, man. We don't want to be retapping that. No recycled lube for our poles, please. Man, oh man, see, and that's what's wrong with society. We gotta worry, never, not without permission anyway. I never rub anybody's rhubarb without permission first, right? We are in a society where we got to be told, okay, first of all, we know you're not supposed to destroy public property. Climbing a pole is wrong. All right, it's wrong. So if you do that, you're wrong. I'm not going to call you an idiot, but you're wrong, and that's good enough. Then you got to not, because you're not going to be able to told not to do it, right? You can't be told no, knowing it's wrong. You don't care. So they go, you know what? We're going to grease the poles up, and that way you can't do it. That's where we're at in society. I mean, shame on us. It's kind of stupid. Well, it's very stupid. But that's either here nor there. What a Friday. Halloween coming. We got costume talk coming up in a little bit. But you know what? I'm not so sold on canceling all these different costumes. For instance, eBay stopped selling the Jeffrey Dahmer costume. It's an orange shirt, right? What, give some fake blood, a little bit of fake meat hanging out of your mouth? I don't know. It's sensitive. It's insensitive to the victims' families. Okay, I understand that. But let me go out on a limb. I don't know the victim family, right? If I don't know the victim's family, is it really insensitive? If a tree falls in the middle of the forest, it's like there's a bear. If a bear craps in the forest and nobody's around, how bad does it really smell? It doesn't. You're nowhere near it. Same concept. But I understand the sensitivity, but I believe there's a little bit of a level of Halloween supposed to be not insensitive. That's not a good word. Controversial, edgy, right? I am more for creativity. It doesn't have to be gory and scary, but it can be. And those are cool costumes. It can also be a good celebrity illusion, right? And it could be something where you can look just like Cher or just look just like anybody. Name them. But it's okay if you're Cher, but it's not okay if you're Jeffrey Dahmer. Now, they're celebrities for different reasons, although they're both killing it. What? That was pretty funny. You got to give it to me. All right. I mean, don't give it to me like Jeffrey Dahmer gave it to people, but give it to me nonetheless. This is never going to go north. I need to stop right now. There's no way to recover from bad Jeffrey Dahmer jokes. So they better be good jokes. But see, now it's insensitive. But I'm insensitive. But you know what? I've been affected by things that I still joke about. Bill chiming in saying Halloween is supposed to be scary, and it is. There is that. I agree. It's supposed. If you don't believe that it's supposed to be scary, you got to at least admit that you respect the fact that it's definitely a part of it, right? It's all based on kind of the spooky, the scary, the unknown. So I have no problem with a Barbie and a Casper the Friendly Ghost costume, but I also have no problem with don't dress up like Kanye this year, which I wouldn't anyway, because that would be a whole nother level of troubles. But you know what I mean? My point is we can't go out and oversensitize everything, and we do. And I know there's people that are going to go, no, there's limits on everything. There are limits on everything, but we're lowering the level of limit, right? So everything's out of limits now, and I'm not for it. Now you don't want to be. There's certain things you wouldn't want to go as because it's just not appropriate. But that is on the basis of perspective. Appropriate for whom? Whom? I don't know. Bill chiming in, Detroit always had a bad reputation for riots. Yet our last few championships here, no riots. 2020 George Floyd protests, no riots in Detroit. Severe protesting, yes. Riots, no. I agree. You can attribute that to the people. You can attribute that to the police, and utter shock that we actually won. But speaking of Halloween and Detroit, one thing that I never knew growing up as a Detroit girl, I never knew, I don't claim the D, okay? We talked about that the other day. I'm not going into explanation. I wasn't born in Detroit, the whole blah, blah, blah. But from this area, growing up here, we had a thing back in the day called Devil's Night. It was October 30th, the night before. And it started out for us as children. Now, I don't know how it started in the origins of it, but for us as kids, we wanted to go pull harmless pranks, such as not waxing a car, because wax will mess a car up. We would soap a car, but come to find out that ain't good for the car either. But we didn't know. Ignorance is no excuse for breaking the law, though. We know this. All right. So here we sit, 12 years old, Devil's Night. People used to egg houses, throw toilet paper rolls up in trees and stuff. And it seems like a harmless prank. We never threw toilet paper up in trees. I think maybe one time somebody I was with did. I hope the FBI is not listening. But I was just an accessory to the crime, okay? I mean, how many days am I going to do it? If this guy can go punch a woman in the face and kick a cop in the nuts and get away with it twice, how much time am I doing for being an accessory to a toilet paper ring? It could be one of those things where I just catch the wrong judge on the right day, right? One of those things, you got the right one on the wrong day, Missy, you going to sit for a minute. You're like, well, ain't that something? I'll be at the Stateville Correctional Center watching a face puncher walk. Well, I'm in here for TPing a house in 1974. Can't even remember who did it, but here I sit doing time. And what was my penance? Since it was toilet paper thrown in there, I can't even have any. Makes going to the bathroom a whole new adventure. You think Cedar Point's fun? Try going to the bathroom on jail food with no toilet paper. Okay, enough of that. See? That is a lesson in look at the bright side. That's a lesson in how bad is your day going? It hopefully just got a little bit better thinking of that. At least you got some toilet paper to finish the job with. The job's never done until the paperwork's complete. We know this. Oh, lordy, lordy. Elon Musk takes over Twitter, fires the CEO, and says there's more to come. Not so friendly either, according to reports, right? He's cleaning house. He's draining the swamp. Wait a minute, you can't say that. That makes you a Republican. Elon Musk started his new job as Twitter owner. Is that a job when you own it? I mean, it is. It's a ton of work. More work than your employees put in usually. Arguably, I guess it depends. But he's cleaning house with the resignation of at least 4 top executives on Thursday, including CEO Parag Agrawal. I don't know. The CEO. Should have kept it at that, right? I'm from Taylor, Michigan, okay, people? Give me a break. The CEO gone, the CFO gone, policy executive gone, and general counsel gone. Not friendly situation, according to sources, where one of them was escorted out. None of them responded for comment as of yet. What can you say? But did you expect it to be any different? You know, and what about now? I'm all for social media being opened up and say what you want. I understand you have to not allow misinformation, but it's not all misinformation when they're not basing it on fact, right? So, in other words, you're allowed to speak your mind. If you're a citizen of the United States of America, an unpopular opinion right now is the 2020 election was rigged. And there's still people that are running for office that stand by that. And they're going to entice those people that agree with that ideology. That's the way it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be able to feel a certain type of way and express it, even if it's not popular. But now, Twitter, Facebook, allowing certain things, not allowing others, and stuff like that. It's got to be all or none. I don't like the fact that you can just use, you're not allowed to go on there. We talked about this Wednesday, the fighting words, the freedom of speech, because of Kanye, right? Ye's out there, and he's in the news again, but we're not there yet, you know. It's going to be one of those, like, these are like Joe Dirt of celebrities stories where you just continually have somebody on talking about their miserable, not existence, because they're billionaires, they're happy people with that. But how could you be doing all this? I'm not talking about Elon. Elon's doing business. I don't know if it's good or bad that he bought Twitter. Honestly, I don't care. I don't use Twitter. I stopped using it when they started banning all of one side and not the other, because I'm neutral. You guys know me. I like both sides and I don't like both sides. Mostly don't like both sides. I like a good idea, right? And that's when you're sitting in an executive office. If you're in a company meeting and you're sitting there around the table, you're all trying to accomplish the same thing, success, right? It's a common goal. Everybody has a role and you're doing it. Where does controversial statements and things come into play? Oh, Bill Pittman coming right for the left, right, and then an uppercut, a little nut kicker himself. Kanye watched Pete Davidson steal Kim. He can never be happy, Bill says. Oh, man. Well, that's heartbreaking. I am never going to make fun of somebody's broken heart, because I remember having my heart broken, right? And it never heals, right? And I'm not talking about love. I'm talking about family. So there's no healing that. You get over, time erases what you thought was love, right? Time will never erase true love. If Kanye truly loves Kim, you notice how I didn't say loved? Because I don't believe you can ever not love somebody that you loved. So once you love them, they may no longer be in your life. You may be at complete odds with a lot of their things, but your soul's connected somewhere along the way. And it's connecting, when your souls connect, if you have honesty about who you are, authenticity that sticks forever. That's why, everybody can sit there and wonder, I wonder where so and so's at today. I wonder what so and so's up to. I wonder where they're at. I wonder what's going on with this. Because they kind of stick to your soul, right? You remember them. And then there's other people you're like, I can't remember their name, but I remember certain things about them. And other people, you can beg them to remember, show them pictures and be like, we hung out, we were kids. Don't you remember this person? And you're like, no, I no idea. There's no connection there. But so yeah, Twitter being sold to Elon Musk, I could care less. $44 billion. That's the intriguing part to me. $44 billion. And I thought Elon backed out of the deal. And then Twitter sued him for not honoring the acquisition. Okay, so earlier in October, Elon considered the deal over again and decided to buy it. I'm assuming. Okay, gotcha. Otherwise, it's like, I don't understand how in the world this just took place, because it was like I thought a done deal, not going to happen. I don't know. Is it good? Is it bad? Honestly, I could care less. Social media is being misused, and we're allowing it, just like everything. And don't complain the fact that it's Halloween weekend and Christmas stuff is in the store. The reason Christmas stuff is in the store is because we buy it, period. And you have a budget. Most people have a budget for Christmas. If it's true that 60+% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck today, Derek checking in, 44 billion could buy a boatload of affordable housing. Amen there. We were talking about affordable housing Wednesday and all of the drawbacks that come with it, and all the good things too, and what we could do to, provide for people. And 44 billion, that's a lot of housing. But then they're looking at it like this. They're going, yeah, but who am I going to get to run all my properties and pay and collect all the rent? And it's all about the money. And to me, I go, $44 billion to buy something so that you can make more money. It's what they do. It's their business. Their business is making money. Like, our business here is to entertain you for some hours so that you'll listen to our advertising, and so that you'll have somewhere to go, and you'll get information on product. You'll get information on current events. You get information and opinion on all things going on around the world. So it's a win-win for everybody, right? That's the beauty of business. Well, for them, Elon Musk and all the big wigs that make all the money, their business is making more money. Well, when you got to spend $44 billion to make money, you go, whew, yeah. And Cujo, Derek is right. $44 billion could buy a boatload of affordable housing and food and all that. But again, it's not the task of our rich. Not really trying to tag the man as much. Bill says, I don't hate him. He's insanely talented in music and a smart man, but he has that same Trumpian ego dysfunction combined with the off-the-chart charisma that cannot deal with setbacks. Sore loser. That's what that is, sore loser. Everybody should be a sore loser. It's how you present it, right? Because nobody likes to lose. A sore loser, well, yeah, you can't be a sore loser. You got to be able to internalize that and say, okay, I'm not going to act like a fool. I'm going to say good game. And that's what it is. To them, it's a game with a lot of other people's money and their own money. It's interesting how we tie all this money into our conversation, all turns to helping others. Isn't that something? It's kind of a good thing. Whenever we talk about, the other day, we were talking about the $700 million lottery that's now $800 million lottery, the Powerball coming up. The drawing is tomorrow. And the first thing we talked about is, man, it would sure be nice because, of course, we already thought about our new house, our new boat, our new car, our new this, our new that, our travel, our airplane, our this, whatever it is for you. We've already thought about all that. Once we have all that, and we still have way more money than we ever need, not enough to buy Twitter, right? Think about that. 800 million, we're in. And then you go, but wait a minute, 800 million, they would laugh at us to put that money up to buy Twitter. They'd go, 800 million, that's like $9 for a car. You're not buying a Chevy Tahoe for $19.99. That's what you just approached with us. So but the thing is, we take the good from it and we go, whenever people think, the normal American person, whenever we think of a windfall of money, where it's just you inherit whatever, it doesn't matter how you get it. You win the lottery, you get 700-800 million, and you pay the taxes, and we can talk about that. But you get that money, and we all geared toward, after self, is help others. That is part of the American dream. That is part of, we are not completely hopeless quite yet. All right. I just keep on talking, and I love it, apparently. Oh, we're going to go to break. When we get back, we got a lot more to talk about. Halloween, Starbucks. We got scary stories coming up. We got a bunch of jackasses got arrested. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. It's a story that can only be told out of Pakistan. It's what we do. We cover the whole world, baby. We don't just sit around here talking about local events, right? We travel the world for stories, right? And we're also going to retouch on Devil's Night a little bit, what that used to be, and maybe it was called something different in your area, and what that entailed and everything. So, all right, you're listening to Sapphire'S Soup du Jour on Hot 93.97. Keep it locked.
Hey guys, you already know.
It's a lot of talking, bitch. I just don't shut up. Well, we got music now. You can't hear it, but I can. Oh. Woo! Sorry about the yawn, but I'm on break. You just get to see me on break time. Aren't you lucky? I can't wait. I got my costume ready for Saturday night at the Adam's Apple. We're going to Uber over, I think, so that we don't have to worry about parking. Bill says, you are a talk radio hostess. Yeah, that's true. You're supposed to talk. Yeah. I got my costume picked out. Katie's got her costume picked out. Thing is, I don't like being in big crowds anymore. I really don't. But for the Apple, it's all family. I mean, it's all family and friends. And it's funny because I feel like when I'm there, it truly like cheered everybody. You just know everybody, even if you don't. It's kind of like, hey, how's it going? And you can just, it's like built in, able to converse. Like friend of mine is a friend of yours type thing, you know. It's Friday. I'm excited. I got a football game to film tonight, though. I'm not too excited about that, but it's at Wayne State University. But pays the bills. Yeah. Bill, have fun. You have fun too. Yeah, we got to hang. I know. I still got to come over to see your new studio and everything. I haven't even seen all that. But I'm gonna start. I got so much stuff in my basement that I haven't used lately, and I want to revamp my basement a little bit. And I got the green screen background, and I'm gonna start thinking about doing a couple of different green screen things, you know, different. I've been wanting to put together a live show forever, And it's like now that winter's coming and there's a little bit, football season will be over. I'm way busy during football, like too busy, too busy. I got up at 3:30 this morning. I won't be home until around 11 tonight. Well, maybe 10:30, somewhere around there. Then I got to upload the video footage. I will be home in the afternoon for about an hour, but I got work to do, and football season's a bitch, So I've been trying to get a guy, the movie director, Michael Gary Peterson. I've been wanting to get him in here for our interview. He can't make it in, so we're going to do a remote interview and air that. And I don't have time to even get over there. He asked me today, we doing this or what, girl? I go, as soon as I can. So far from here, though, but I will get down there. Any more camera jobs? Yeah. The company that I work for is looking for camera operators, videographers, and they have the equipment. You just got to be able to operate it. And you can. High school kids can do it. You're filming sports. It's live sports. You freeze your ass off and you'll sweat your butt off in the summer. But it's fun. It's worth it. It's nice. It's whenever it's a job. So there's days you're like, man, screw this. Like tonight, I don't want to go in. Friday night, I'd like to go sit at the bar and hang out, have a drink, and not get up in the morning. So yeah, Bill, if you're interested, let me know. I'll give you the information. Contact the owner. Super guy. And especially for football, but we got basketball. I film cheerleading. I film volleyball. I film soccer. I film lacrosse. I filmed high school graduation. We filmed that, live streamed it. So that it's all through one company. So yeah. Oh, we're listening to Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Corrupt, Nate Dogg. Got a lot of people on this here album. It's the next episode. You can't hear it. Sweet. Message me later. Thanks. Absolutely, Bill. If I forget, message me because you know me. I'm bad about that. Man, I'm bad about that. I'm redoing my front yard. Yesterday, it had big, huge bushes in front of it. Like these things were so big. And when I tried to cut them down to trim them so they fit right, there was no green left on them. It was all just long branches. So we rent. And our landlord was like, you can get rid of these. And I didn't hesitate. And he dug part of them out. And then he cut part of them out so we could get to some stuff back there over the bay window. And finally got them out of there. And then we had to dig them out. And yesterday I pulled all the roots out. They had landscaped it, so they got all that material down, and all the roots grew into that and everything. So I pulled it all up. I got to clean it today, or I won't even have time today. I won't be able to till tomorrow and Sunday. Get it all off the driveway and everything. But man, it looks nice. Got a bird bath under the bay window. And then we made it way less. It used to stick out. And it's about a third of what it was. Now it just runs straight across where the porch is, like straight across. And I love it. But the only problem is you can't see the bird bath unless you're really standing up in the bay window looking down. But that's okay. I look weird without glasses. Oh, I look weird with glasses. Wouldn't you freaking know it? Got a roll. Have you on the app. Talk to you soon. Awesome. Thank you, Bill. Have a great day. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. You're awesome. Our world is falling apart. The world's evaporating. The seawater's mixing in with the fresh water. Shit's happening, man. Bad news. I just can't get over that. 6 days after you got out of prison for punching someone in the face, you go punch someone in the face. I mean, I just don't understand it. And how, like, what do your parents say to you? Like, I couldn't imagine looking at my mother going, "Hi, mom." She'd be like, "You just punch someone in the face and then kick the cop in the groin?" And I go, "Yeah." And then I go do it again. And then I don't get it. He's a rough looking dude, too. I dare say, though, that you can't judge a book by its cover, but if he threatened to kick someone's ass, I wouldn't be like, oh, better be on my best behavior here. I'd be like, oh, uh-oh, this ought to be fun. In other words, he doesn't look super intimidating, but just the mentality. I don't get the mentality. I just do not understand. You don't understand life if you're running around hurting others. I mean, there's no solution. The way people drive, you don't understand life. You don't understand the value of life driving like a complete moron. It's not cute. It's not fun. It's not manly. It's just stupid. And I don't get it. And you shouldn't do it, but you're gonna. I understand that. There's no solving world stupidity. Let's face it. We can squash out hunger, but you cannot cure stupid. And we are highly contaminated and stupid. You know. All leads back to one thing: parenting and lack thereof. Not exclusively. Good parents. We talked about that the other day. Cujo, Derek chimed in when we were talking about it and said, I got 8 kids. And let me tell you, when I say I'm not responsible for everything they do, I get that. I do get that. They're absolutely. It's a case by case basis. And when a kid does do something wrong, you've got to look at it and go, all right, what are the factors in this case alone? I understand that because otherwise we start just going, oh, bad parents, because I say it a lot. I'm guilty of it. First thing I say when somebody does something stupid is, well, look at the parents, dummies. It's not always the case. So, but it's good to have those talks because you cannot save the world, but you can make it less sucky for some folks for a little while, Bill says. I cannot change minds, but maybe I can soften moods. Smile, darn you, smile. You know, that was Bill chiming in. It's true. Yeah. I mean, and sometimes, like in a road rage incident, right? Sometimes not engaging, don't even try to smile in that case, right? Not engaging is all that you need to do. Or if you do look over and they're going crazy, F you and flipping you off and everything, just like, hey, no problem. And just go on your way. Although our ego makes you want to go, screw you, you cut me off and you're the one, how dare you be mad? It's not worth it in the end. And we've got to be able to get back to that respect. It's not about I'll respect you when you respect me. Uh-oh, I'm double playing a song. Not anymore. Here we go. Whoops. Couldn't double play a song. So yeah, we come back in a minute because I underplayed, but it's all right. I'm not going to play a song twice. We played it to start the show. Things happen. People that are like me who are paying attention noticed it because I'm a one-girl show. Freak show. I know. Say it. It's all right. You know why? Nobody asked you. That's why. 'Kay, Can't save the world, but you can make it less sucky for some folks for a little while. If you can't be nice, just don't be ignorant, right? If you can't say nothing nice, don't say anything at all. Mom used to say that. It used to be a saying. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. That led to, I'm sorry, but I just got to speak up. There's a time and a place for speaking up. We've lost our ability to recognize when is a good time to speak up and when is not, and what to speak up about, right? There are things that you have an opinion about, and you might go, it's better for me just to keep my opinion to myself. There's other times, like when I use my mom for an example with me in my first marriage. She had to speak up. This was life-changing. She could not just sit by and watch her child make what she perceived as a mistake. There's times to speak up. There's times when you go, well, not my place unless I'm asked. That's a different ballgame too, right? That's a whole other story. But 2 minutes and we're back on the air. It's Friday. I love the time of season. I was complaining on the air a little bit ago about the World Series being so late in the season, and it is. I would like to see it over by mid-October, done. Like by October 15th, we have a World Series champion. But you can't start before April because then you have the same problem. It's almost as cold, right? So even if you started at the beginning of April, which is what they pretty much do, they run until September. So I guess it's just the way it is. It's deal with it. Everybody has to deal with the same weather conditions, right? So I just think that if you're going to have it this late in the season, that you need to make it in a neutral area, in a warm area, period. I mean, so Southern California, Arizona, Texas, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, anywhere. Well, you got to have a pro baseball team, got to be a major league stadium. You wouldn't be promoting your brand at its highest level outside of your stadiums, unless you're a complete idiot. 35 seconds till showtime. I'm almost out of coffee already, and it's only 7:57. I did it again, though. I woke up this morning, 3:15. Up. Didn't even go back to bed. Don't need to. Uh-oh. Shh. Here we go. Baby, baby. All right, we're back. It's Friday. Hopefully you're doing as good as I am. I'll tell you what, you've got to put life into perspective. I mean, we're on our way out of here, baby. You go ahead and be miserable in the waiting room, but I'm not. We're just one day closer to dying every day we get up. And we act like we're going to be here forever. We're worried about things that don't even matter, right? Starbucks, for instance. Here we go. Time to get mad about Starbucks again. Rumors about their holiday drink release date. It's almost here. Are you a Starbucks drinker? You already know me. Maxwell House or Folgers, whatever's on sale, baby. I don't even need all that expensive stuff. But I understand it's an acquired taste of what you like, right? I understand that. People will go, I am not drinking that stuff no matter what. It's about money, value. I have the money to go buy a $5 cup of coffee. It's not worth $5 for the cup of coffee. Not when I could go without it, quite actually. I used to not drink coffee. I enjoy it. It's the thing. It's not even the coffee. It's the motion. It's like with smokers who quit smoking, it's they got to find something to do with their hands. Well, I found something to do with my hands. It has nothing to do with coffee or smoke. And I'll see you in the parking lot in 30 minutes. I'm a classy lady. No bathrooms and no back seats. Okay, we're not going to Lookout Point. Well, okay, maybe there. A little romantic there. Oh my God. All right. So anyway, it's an acquired thing, the taste, but I don't care for it. But Starbucks, undoubtedly, Christmas is the biggest time and best time of year for Starbucks. And the new release drink date and what they're going to be is coming up. Now, it's not been announced officially yet. The winter menu start date is still unbeknownst to the public. However, one individual who is dead on for sharing food release secrets and predictions, Marky Devo, right, claims that the winter menu will begin November 2nd, 2 days after Halloween, which will be Wednesday. There's my best trick. Math in public, right there. 2 days. I think I got it right. Not confirmed by Starbucks, but again, he's almost always spot on. So he says in his Instagram, Marky Devo, don't mean to be the fall Grinch, but here's your preview of the Starbucks winter menu. Well, if he's correct, it's the same as last year. Peppermint mocha, caramel brulee latte, sugar cookie almond milk latte, toasted white chocolate mocha. That's a lot going on there. Toasted white chocolate mocha. Mocha's chocolate. Toasted. I don't understand. Toasted drink. Chestnut praline latte and an Irish cream cold brew. Now that one sounds a little bit more my speed. Irish cream cold brew sounds good. Chestnut praline latte doesn't sound good to me. Toasted white chocolate mocha sounds like a stomach ache. Like you better eat that, drink it. You eat it, it's toasted. Toasted white chocolate mocha? I don't know what it is. Sounds like you better eat it close to the toilet. Sugar cookie almond milk latte. Sounds pretty good. Not sure about the almond milk, but I like sugar cookies. Caramel brulee latte. That sounds pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Caramel brulee latte sounds good, and I picture it with chocolate drizzle on top of it. I have no idea if it is or not, nor do I care, because I'm not going to order it ever. Unless, of course, Starbucks wanted to sponsor Sapphire'S Soup du Jour. In that case, I love all of these drinks. Oh, so good. It's all I get. No Folgers for this girl, unless, of course, they sponsor me. See how we're going with that? Sell your soul to the devil. You sell your body to any John that walks by. Peppermint mocha. No, thank you. I'm not into the peppermint. But I do like a peppermint patty. Not the cartoon character, the cookie. If it was in the refrigerator. I'm funny about that. Oh, speaking of cookies, I was domesticated yesterday, partially. I turned the oven on and I sliced up the Nestle cookie dough that I bought pre-rolled, pre-done in the roll. Cut them up like biscuits, cooked them. Whew, delicious. Now, I prefer making them from scratch, which requires Nestle Toll House morsels, brown sugar, regular sugar, a cup of butter, Crisco oil, the not the liquid. You need a cup of Crisco, a cup of butter, you need a lot of stuff, right? A tablespoon of vanilla, a little baking powder or soda. I forget. I'm going off of memory. I don't remember. I don't have the recipe in front of me. homemade cookies. Oh, and then also, and the oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. Oh, and a little, just a little bit of nutmeg. Oh, so good. But anyway, yesterday I just bought the roll. I just walked by. I had to buy butter. It's hard to make grilled cheese sandwiches with stick butter because then you got to microwave the butter just enough to make it soft. And it doesn't do that, right? The outer part melts and then the middle's still a little bit warm. It's a mess. So I just went and I had to go buy some more butter, which I buy. I can't believe it's not butter. And I was looking for the I could care less. I wanted anyway butter, but they didn't have that. So I got the I can't believe it's not butter because they didn't have I could care less either way butter. I get it because I like it. I'm so over trying to outthink myself, right? Could sit there and do it all day. So anyway, I get the butter and I walk by. Well, when I got the butter, I walk by the cookie dough stuff. And I'm like, gotta have it. Gotta have it. Made them cookies and milk like a kid. I felt like I was in kindergarten again. I sat there with cookies and milk. I loved it. Milk dripping down your chin. I made a mess on the couch. Now I'm grounded. I got to sit on the carpet for the next week. It's not easy. I get in a lot of trouble at home, believe me. It ain't easy living with me. I'm a messy girl. No, I'm not really. I'm just kidding. So anyway, back to Starbucks. My God, we start talking about food and off we go. They're getting a lot of uproar about a couple things. There's some outraged customers who said, why have you not brought back the gingerbread and eggnog lattes? One person wrote, I'm just here to complain about gingerbread latte again. Another says, another year of being robbed with capital letters, no gingerbread. Why won't they just bring back gingerbread? Another person says, first no gingerbread, now no eggnog. I'm done with you. My holiday is ruined. I mean, see, if your holiday teeters on the edge of Starbucks menu, I feel bad for your kids if you have them. I'm kidding. I feel bad for your kids anyway. I'm sipping my cheap coffee right now as we speak. I'm just not a big coffee drinker, right? I drink it in the morning. I could do without it, but it's something in the morning I really want it. But if I don't have it, it might happen 1 or 2 times a year. Either I'm not able to because I got to go to the doctor. Because when you get your blood work done and all that, you don't want to drink anything or 12 hours prior. So no coffee those days, and then maybe once in a while you forget to get it from the store. You run out of coffee and you go, oh crap! It doesn't change my day. I forget about it soon after. Right? It's just one of those. It's a habit more than anything. So I'm blessed for that. But other people go, nope, gotta have my chestnut praline latte, or I'm not the same person. For some, it's a Snickers. For some, it's a chocolate pistachio swirl. These are no more rumored Christmas foods. No sandwiches, paninis, or anything like that, but the sweet treats rumored to be pistachio, a chocolate pistachio swirl, snowman cookie, sugar plum cheese Danish, reindeer cake pop, and a cranberry bliss bar. Anyway, there you go. There's your Starbucks update. You're welcome. If you're a Starbucks drinker, now you know. If you're, what's the other one? Big Ben's. What's the other one with the B? Bailey's. I forget. I don't do coffee. So I would like that, obviously, as I said. So, whatever. Who cares? We're going to start doing, here we go. We got to talk about this. We're going to start doing a body count. Alas, the tap water in Las Vegas is basically corpse latte. Diver finds more human remains in Lake Mead, marking at least the 6th body discovered this year. So a diver finds what appears to be a human bone in Lake Mead. They search the area. They uncover more human remains. The diver, a private business operator at the Lake Mead National Recreational Area, found the bone in the Colville Bay area of Lake Mead. The park dive team searches the area and confirms finding human skeletal remains, which marks the 6th one this year. The water levels are dropping so low from prolonged drought that the despicable behavior of many are coming true to be seen now. Many of these are just partial body parts, so it's unclear exactly how many people they've found. But they've 6 incidences, I guess you'd say, of finding remains. Then they got to determine whether it was, I guess, arms, legs, hips, ribs. I guess whatever the fish didn't eat, right? Because you'd think the fish would eat you. I would think something if you're in a lake. This is what cracks me up. At this time, okay, so body parts are just washing up in Lake Mead, and we've been talking about this now for 2 seasons. At this time, no foul play is suspected. Why? Why would it not be? If people are missing, not many people just wander away from home and disappear forever. Not very many people do that. I know there's those cases, the 2020 Dateline cases, that you go, yeah, okay, I understand that it happens. But no, people don't generally just disappear off the face of the earth, gone for good, under normal circumstances. Foul play would be suspected in any set of bones I find, unless I'm digging in a cemetery. Then I could find some bones and think, well, they go with the area. But if I'm out hoeing my garden, like I was talking about a little bit ago, I'm in my yard and I'm going to town, and all of a sudden, boom, human skull. No biggie. Put it up there right next to the, you know what? We'll carve it out, get all the dead animals out of it. We'll carve it out real good, and we'll put a light in it, a lamp or a candle. Of course it's foul play suspected. Bones were found somewhere they weren't supposed to be. How could you not suspect foul? That's what I'm talking about. These are the same people that let people out of jail after punching a woman in the face and kicking a cop in the nuts. You found bones in a lake. It's suspicious to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm cynical. What the hell are we talking about? Of course it. So Lake Mead keeps on dropping and dropping, right? May 1st was the first discovery. A set of remains was found in a corroded barrel we talked about. Obvious gunshot wounds in that body. No foul play there. They said this was quickly determined the body belonged to a homicide victim who died in the mid-70s to early 80s. They've not been able to identify him through DNA yet because of the advanced decomposition of the remains. And then early June, another body was found. 42-year-old Thomas Ert, believed to have drowned in the lake. Not just dead bodies, World War II era landing craft, which would be like a floating runway, sunken boats, ancient volcanic rock. That's interesting. I don't think about that. What is on the floor of our Great Lakes? What is on the floor of our oceans and all the unknown that we don't know about? Or if we knew about it, it wouldn't be unknown, would it now? See? Very interesting to think about that. But the water level is dropping. And of course, it's really fun to think, oh, it's all mob related in Vegas right there. I don't know how far it is from Vegas, but Lake Mead might be right there within, a stone's throw. We should look that up. We got MapQuest. We'll have our people check into it. Very interesting, but you gotta like this song. Little Warren Zevon, Werewolves of London, background music for a minute. Fitting for the season, right? Not exactly a Halloween scary song, but I mean kind of comical if you listen to the words. But all right, back to that. Oh, lordy, lordy. I'm excited for Halloween this year only because we're actually going out and doing something. My partner and I together are going out and doing something. She'll be dressed up in her costume. I won't reveal what it's going to be. And I'm going to be out in my costume and I won't reveal what that's going to be either. Although I'm redoing an old look or a look I've already done. But I like doing my Elvira. I do a nice Elvira illusion. Um, but I don't know. It's first of all, it's chilly. And second, I don't know. I just did it a couple times and over it, you know. Um, I like doing the one year I did the dead body with the white paint all over and gore and everything. And that was uncomfortable through the night because the fake blood everywhere dries to you and it just gets a little bit, So I'm doing something a little bit easier this year. I'm not breaking any records. I'm not winning any contests or anything like that. I'm going and I'm being a good sport. Instead of going, I'm not going to be that girl to go, I'm not dressing up. Well, then don't go to a costume party. But if you do, I don't look down at people to do that. I go, I don't want to dress up. I want to come see your costume. It's great. Good for you. I hope you win. I don't feel bad if people, but for me personally, this year, and I've gone to Halloween parties without a costume on. It's not like I'm against it, but this year, I want to make it work. So that's what that's about. Yeah. But it just depends. Not everybody's always in the mood for the same thing either, right? Sometimes you just go, no, we're not doing that. And other times you feel like it. And it's all about your level of participation on your feelings. Like Halloween, it's kind of a fun. There's nobody really says I'm not celebrating Halloween because I got I'm not close to my family and it's bad memories and stuff like that. That's Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff because that's when you're supposed to be around family. So this one's a little bit different. It's a little bit less emotionally attached, more fun. Halloween's supposed to be fun, whatever it is. One of the things that I'm thinking about doing is starting to have an annual party, but not at home, somewhere, but do a costume party, but not a free for all, themed, right? I think we talked about it the other day briefly. You could have, and I'm just throwing them out there because it could be anything. You could do famous scary movies. You could do famous celebrities, actors. You could do if you wanted to get more into the scary, gory, dark part of it, you could do dead celebrities. So you got to dress as a dead celebrity. You got to come up with a costume as a dead celebrity and be them, but you're dead. So you're going to be not looking like you did I know it's insensitive. I don't care. It's Halloween. But Things like that. You could do okay, make it simple, make it Barbie themed, right? Make it your favorite Toy Story theme. So if someone's going to come as Buzz Lightyear, maybe everybody comes as Buzz Lightyear. Who knows? But you theme it so that everybody and then when you have the best costume, it's going to be there might be 6 Buzz Lightyears, but mine's the best. So it's not going to be like, oh man, we all wore the same costume. Of course we did. There's only a couple to choose from. So there's all those different things for Halloween that we can do to make them fun too. And that's simple. You're having a party, and all it is a themed costume. That's it. No big deal. But then the other day we talked a little bit about things to do. Bobbing for apples was talked about. For adults, put champagne in there instead of water. It's a terrible idea to me, but I'm not bobbing for anything, right? No, I'm not. Not happening. I mean, I'll bob for some things, but there's not going to be a tub of water involved. We'll just leave that at that. Where are we at? 8:20. I know we just came back from break, it feels like, but we need to go to break pretty soon so that we can get back on track, because I went a little bit long in the first segment, but that's okay. We are brought to you by Janet's Closet and Janet's Dungeon, janet'scloset.com, janet'sdungeon.com. It's not too late to get up there if you live in the Detroit area. It might be too late to order something online for Halloween, but they have Christmas outfits. They have beautiful outfits for all your sexy needs and everything. janet'sdungeon.com. Playtime, it's the adult play store. Say no more, need nothing else. Once you leave there, you're going to be filled and thrilled in every hole. I don't know what else to say. It's the best way to go about telling you, to be honest. And the nice thing is, when you order from janet'sdungeon.com or janet'scloset.com, it's discreet billing and discreet shipping. And if you don't know what that means, it's the first time you ever bought an adult toy online because you know what discreet means then. So you don't worry about it. They wouldn't even advertise what it is. So make sure you check them out. And of course, we're also brought to you by Adam's Apple and Hayloft Saloon, the LGBT bars of the Detroit area. And Adam's Apple, the Cheers, I talk about it all the time. It's not just a sponsor. It's truly a great place to go and meet people and hang out. And you really do know everybody there. At least you feel like you do. And after a while, you get used to most people, right? Like, they're tough to be around, but you get used to it type thing. No, it's just a good atmosphere to be around. So make sure we get our sponsors in there before we start talking about, and it is Friday, so we do have the We Say Gay segment to combat the Don't Say Gay law in Florida, even though that's not what it is, right? But we're not going to readdress that every Friday. We Say Gay today is simple. This year is the first year that there will be LGBT representation on a ballot in every state. You can applaud, you can boo, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. You're free to do that. My point is, celebrate this as a step forward. We always like to point out we're not where we need to be yet. We need to do better. We need to put in the work. Well, the work's being put in, and the actual reality coming from me, my opinion, and I live as a transgender woman in America, we're accepted, but not by everybody. We are overall in a better place than we were before. Not where we need to be completely, but everybody buying in to all of this media hype about the political ads pitting people against, saying the Democrats are trying to put a drag queen in every classroom, and boys disrespecting transgender people by saying boys performing in girls sports when they don't consider themselves to be boys. It's just hurtful and disrespectful for your own cause to make you comfortable. And overall, that is rare. In America today, most people do not care who you identify as. They do care about if their child is being taught it in school. We are mixing the two issues together, right? We are now combining it together to say, well, if you don't want your 3-year or you don't want your third grader taught about gender identity, you must be a transphobe. That's wrong, right? I'm transgender. I don't want my grandchild who is over 3, 5, right? 7 years old, 9 years old, 12-year-old granddaughter. Don't need them. Now, 12 is a different story, but in school, there's no room for that. So we got to make sure we know what we're talking about when we talk. Well, for what most? LGBT representation on a ballot in every state, which means it's a step forward. It's a good thing. And I know you can complain the lottery, too much taxes taken out. You can complain they're on the ballot, but they didn't win yet, right? They're on the ballot because they've passed a process to be on the ballot. It's a step forward. We have to recognize that when we're out in the world as an LGBT person, whatever letter you identify as, there will be exceptions, but we're accepted. I mean, there's no other way to look at it. Now, am I jinxing myself? Knocking on wood ain't going to help, and I get attacked tonight? It's completely possible. But, knock on wood, don't want to jinx it. Nobody messes with me. They just look at me and go on their way. I mean, so it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We're accepted, right? So that's what the we say gay thing is today. Is we don't have to be so worried about. We still worry. You always worry. Everybody should be worried. I mean, we got people running around punching women in the face for no reason. But that's just because they got a problem, not we got a problem. I don't know. So that's my take on it all. I just feel like we need to start refocusing on the good in life instead of the bad, demanding everything become what we want it to be, demanding everything conform to the way we think it should be. Live your life in the way you want to live it, and don't tread on other people. It's hard not to tread on anyone completely because you've got neighbors and you've got social interactions with work and other things, but you have to be able to live within everybody's realms, everybody's circles collide in together and there's a little intertwining of the rings. It doesn't mean everything has to be your way completely all the time. Don't deal with it. Embrace the fact that people are different and try to understand. We have a neighbor that's driving us crazy. Broke down vehicles out front of the house, doesn't clean up his yard, doesn't take care of the leaves, he wasn't born in America. He doesn't understand, right? The city is teaching him the hard way. But I don't know him well enough. I know we talk, hello, how are you doing and stuff, and he's very polite, but I don't know him well enough to go, look, man, you got to clean up your yard, dude. They're going to keep on giving you tickets, So, and they're probably just written notices, so he's not getting fined for it, because once the money starts coming out, then he'll know. But it's hard. You got to remember, they don't necessarily know the same things we know. I go, how could you let your yard look like that? He gets out of his truck, kicks garbage out of his way, literally. Kicks a water bottle out of his way in the yard, leaves it, doesn't care, rolls, You want to get mad at him, but you got to understand we don't know where everybody's coming from. It drives me crazy looking outside. I go, oh, God. But we don't know the whole story. So got to take that into account. And it's easy to look at the bad all the time. We got to start being able to look at the good again. And that's individual. Don't wait for the news to do it for you. Don't wait for your local politician to do it for you. Start looking at the good in your life. And if there's less good than bad, it's time to equal the playing field. Fix the things you can fix, right? I mean, spend the time where you want to spend it when you get that time, and you'll see your life changing. If you're not getting wrapped up in the things that drive you nuts and you're getting wrapped up in the things that make you happy, guess what happens? It's a natural progression. It's real simple. All right, we're going to break. You're listening to Sapphire'S Soup du Jour on Hot 93.97. We'll be right back. Boom. Little Pussy Control from Prince. Yeah. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. 8:30 in the morning. Let me share this. Tell people we still in there. Oh, wow. Time flies. 8:30 in the morning. I really think it's important for us to do that, though. We got to start taking back control. We've allowed people to tell us we're supposed to be mad, and we don't see that in our everyday dealings, right? I don't see and it's out there, but I don't see the hatred, the racism, the anger, the homophobia. I see an overall general consensus, even in my profession, on the air, mingling with people out in the world, videoing high school sports that you would think people would be looking at me like, what are you doing here? I don't get it. Knock on wood. And it's a testament to we still have hope in the world. We got to stop allowing ourselves to, first of all, believe the hype of everything's miserable. And second of all, we've got to start getting back to the fact of we don't have a lot of time on earth. We talk about it. We remember it during a funeral. But, I mean, how you want to spend your time? Worrying about things that we don't control, can't control, happened many, many years ago. But if it's still impactful today, it's relevant. So there are certain things that matter. But if it's in the past, sometimes it's in the past. Other times, the past shapes the immediate future. Hmm. 8:32. Woke up the other day to the email. I won the lottery. I knew it wasn't a lot of money because it didn't say call or, contact the state lottery commission to win. I had the Powerball, number 24, and I won $4. So, oh well. It's still better than nothing. A little better than nothing. So now I've got $7 in my lottery account because I won twice. I won 30 first time I played. I went online. It was about a year ago or so. I went online and I played the lottery. I don't remember what game it was. The next morning I woke up, I looked at my email and it said, you won a lottery, your earnings are in there. I had won $30. And then I had bought $27 worth of tickets throughout the thing, I guess, because then I'm down to $3. And now I just won 4, so I'm up to 7. I'll be putting that money toward the Powerball Saturday, 800 million. And again, first thing I think of when I think of winning that money is I think of I could help so many rescue dogs. Not me out on the street doing it. There's already people doing that. Financially support the people that are out there, professionals that are doing it, that have the networking, that have the contacts, being able to just sit there and hand out the money to go, here's $1 million. Take it. This will give you spend it on vet care and food. You know how far $1 million would go for vet care for these animals? It's just so, and that's another thing in America that is a good sign. We still have that hope, right? People still want to be good people. We have that. Can't have the music playing. We'll get clocked. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. Mm. 19 comments. See, I can't even see the comments. Oh, yeah, I did. With Bill. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. Salt and pepper. Shoot, baby. People are commenting about the post I made about Elon buying Twitter. You make me want to shoot. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. Friday morning. I'm over football season, man. I love football. You know that, but getting out to them games early, and I don't care who wins. I hope the coaches ain't watching this, but I could care less who wins. I do get attached to the teams, though, that you film for over through the year. Like I filmed for Anchor Bay this year. You find yourself rooting for them after a minute. But again, it's not a knock. I don't care. Like people, being Lions fans, and we talk about, oh, we're never going to be able to, enjoy them. They suck. Who cares? It's entertainment. It's not going to change my life if they win the Super Bowl. They can win it 4 years in a row. It doesn't do nothing for me. It doesn't matter. It's bragging rights. It's fun. What people would be all in it too. People would be like, "Oh, our team." People fist fight over these teams. Well, that's the excuse. Cheers. Yeah. I don't get that wound up about it. I want the Lions to win. They're my team. I always will be. I love the Lions. It reminds me of my grandpa. It reminds me of my dad when we were younger and we had the football on. That's why I have football on and football's on. I mean, it doesn't matter if I'm watching the game or not, because it's a comfort. It's something that if my dad did it, and we watched football. And I remember Monday nights; it was special. I got to stay up late to watch Monday Night Football. And he'd fall asleep in the chair, and then he didn't know I was supposed to be in bed. Then he'd wake up and go, "Oh, you gotta get to bed." And I'd be like, "Oh, look at the time. I'll be darned." And then it's like one more play, and by the time you know it, I was up till 11:30. Oh, I gotta add some commercials up in this thing. We're just rolling right through here. Let's see where we're at. I got work to do. 1, 2, 3. Let's put a little sweeper in there. Tell them to listen to the app. Here we go. That'll be next. Then Coolio. Then Nelly. Then we got to put some of the weekend up in there. I got work to do. I hate working at work. What do you think I came here for? I came here to talk, not work. How is this? All right, there. Now where's Marcus Divine? Let's get Marcus in there. There we go. Marcus Divine. My station. All right. Now I need a sweeper. House of Pain. Jump around. I got your money. There we go. ODB. So put that right there. And then I need a hot 93-97 sweeper. Hold on. Okay. Now we're ready. Sorry about that. Got work to do, you know. You guys, I'm on break right now, actually. You wouldn't know it. Interesting stuff. I can't wait until these elections are over. I really can't. Oh, yeah, I'm hitting a wall. Yeah, so the big World Series starts tonight. Houston and Philly. I'm rooting for the Phillies, but I really don't care. Not a fan of either team, but the Houston thing, what bothers me is that cheating scandal. And you just kind of look at them funny now. At least I do. I'm just always like, I don't know, man. Hey, look at who's here. A brick wall. I'm talking to a brick wall. Mom used to always say that. So I'm talking to a brick wall. Well, here I am, talking to a brick wall. I'm talking to the wall, man. God. Bob talking to you is like talking to the wall. Pete Buttigieg was asked, "You still want to be president?" His response coming soon. He probably said, "Let me get back to you. Let me see what happens in a couple of years." I wouldn't be opposed to him running. He's new. He hasn't done a lot for me as the transportation secretary, though, because it's kind of been not that I know anything about anything for that, what he's done or not done, but I don't know. I'm skeptical. I don't. Politics has gotten to be where you've got to have a profession to do it, and you got to know what the hell you're talking about. We're not supposed to. We're supposed to be able to be dumb common voters. But now all of a sudden you got to have a degree in voting. Coolio coming up next. Yeah. So my question is, what is your costume this year? And I guess a lot of it depends too on what you're doing. Because if you, pardon me, if you are going out to a party at a bar or something, it's hard to have certain things on all night long. You know, if you're going to be somewhere for an hour or two, that's one thing. But there he is.
Ta-da!
Ding ding.
I need
How's it
volume on you. Let's see. There we go.
You don't hear me?
Now I do.
Now do you hear me?
Oh, yes. No, that was all on this end.
Okay. We got Fantastic Voyage, Ride With Me, and then we come back at like 8:52.
Okay.
So if you got something to do, but we're on talking with everybody on the live broadcast, chilling.
Sure.
But we're not on the air right now.
Sure.
I'm chilly in here too. My gosh.
I know. I had to turn the space heater on last night. Didn't
it's too
like
early
it.
for that for me. I'm trying to avoid that. But
Well, I do that instead of the furnace because I think it's still cheaper to run the heater than the furnace. So
that could be. Yeah.
happy medium.
There was a heater down here. They took it. Oh, well. I don't need it today anyway. It's a little bit still too warm. I don't want to start getting that it's too cold mentality when it's 50 degrees out.
Right. Yeah, we got plenty of time for that.
Yeah. Too much time for that. Yeah. I'm looking at CNN. There ain't nothing but all the stuff about politics, making a big deal about the hot mic with Joe Biden and Schumer. And I'm like, why wouldn't they be talking about that stuff? I mean, like, of course they're talking about it. I don't think you're like you got a hot mic like you found out. See, they're talking. Of course they are.
Right.
It's big money to be in the power in this country. Big money.
Big money and, I don't know, an awful lot of headache.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem, too, though. If the Republican side takes over the majority in the House and the Senate and everything, however that works completely, we're going to get nothing done for the next 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
If you want your country to succeed and win, we want our president and our people to win. And we've gotten to a point now where we want to see it all burn to the ground so our guy can win.
Well, see, and the other side thinks, well, if they at least take control, and their whole motive is to block everything that's been being done now because they see it as an unraveling, then they've already won by just stopping things until they have more control and they can push their agenda through. So, yeah, I mean, it's more of it's like a giant chess game, and the end result isn't happening. So, I don't know.
We're in a time of cut off our nose to spite our face. Trump's so unpopular, he said law and order, and people broke law and order. They were like, we're not listening. Anything he says, we're doing the opposite, even though we're compromising our own beliefs and stuff now, just to cut off our nose to spite our face. And it's like, we've got to get back to the mentality of we want to win, right? And if as a team, we're all in it together. As a country, we're a team of people.
Well, that's it. We want to win as a nation, not as a political side.
Right. So, I mean, I think Joe Biden's doing an abysmal job, but I also want him to be successful. I want every president to be better than the last one. Because that's where we win.
Sure. Yeah, so, failure helps nobody. Yeah. And if you can be instrumental in averting failure, then be instrumental in averting failure. Sure.
If you think about it, going back and forth from a Republican side president to a Democratic president, Republican president, that's firing people, right? Because if you're doing a good job, you're getting revoted in.
Right.
So to be going back and forth speaks to failureship, right? If every radio contract I ever signed is my only one and nobody ever asks me to re-sign, and is our show really that good? Nobody's ever come to us and said, you guys can't leave. What can we do?
Well,
so
anybody's replaceable, as they say.
Well, yeah, but I'm just comparing that because in a real life situation, you would go, but my contract's up. I would think they would want me back. And as the president, if you're being voted out for another party completely,
right,
that's indicative of failure. We don't want failure. So what we really want is every president to serve its term limit, right? We want you back, but we can't have you back because we have term limits.
Right.
Because you're doing so good.
So have you built up a strong enough team behind you to bring in the next successor and keep the momentum going?
But we're sitting here now doing it backward, going, no, we want them to fail so our guy can win. And then the other side's going to say, we want them to fail. So it's stupid.
It is.
You know, I do not like Joe Biden as president. I said it from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But he's my president, and I want him to do as good as anybody else.
Sure.
And that's where we got to get back to. It's okay to say you don't like somebody in office.
Mm-hmm.
It's not okay to say, let's burn it to the ground just to get this joker out of there.
Mm-hmm.
No, I want him to do so good and silly.
I want to make my point. I want my voice to be heard. You know, it's like, okay, fine, your voice is heard. Now, what are we doing to fix things?
It's just important that we start recognizing those things and getting the emotion out of it. Mm-hmm. You know, sitting at a bar, people go, don't talk politics. Wrong. Talk it all you want. Talk like an adult.
Yeah.
Don't throw insults. It's okay for someone to support Donald Trump. It's okay for somebody to support Joe Biden. What's not okay is to belittle people for their beliefs and to sit there and tell them how wrong they are. And like, I can't believe you support this. Not everybody who supports a candidate supports everything they do.
No, I don't think that's, I really don't think that's possible anyway.
Right. I mean, so it's just important for us to get back to realization of our life is in our hands. And I don't mean that as in, you know, life-threatening stuff. You want to be happy? What is it that makes you happy? Walks in the park? Mm-hmm. Oh, I recommend a walk in the park every day then. Right? If being on a boat and living on the water makes you happy, I recommend you having a boat and living by the water.
Sure. Get happy and...
yeah, I mean,
maybe
do what makes you happy. You'll find yourself in a happier spot. It isn't going to be who's president that makes you happy. And if that's what does it, then you're missing the whole point.
Mm-hmm. You are correct.
But I get a kick out of it all. I do. I get a kick out of it all. We get so spun up about things, and when we're dying, it doesn't matter. None of it.
Right. Well, you see, too, you talk about, go ahead and talk about politics in that, and respectful communication, respectful conversation is key. And it would be great if people could actually do it. But the flip side is people don't do it. So then the default mechanism, the fallback is, well, then just don't talk about it because it's just nothing good's going to come out of it. And if nothing good's going to come out of it, then why bother? So then you have people that are just apathetic and they're like, well, you know, who cares? Well, you should care. But you don't have to be a jerk about it.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at CNN. Space rock slams into Mars, forming a crater that reveals chunks of ice. Is that the space rock that we diverted with our missile that hit it a couple weeks ago?
Good question.
All right, little ODB to kick off a Friday mid-morning, I guess you'd call it.
Mid-morning here.
I felt like it was Wednesday coming into work today.
See, yesterday I was all confused. I thought it was Friday all day, and it was only Thursday, so it was kind of a letdown. It was like, but on the other hand, you got to look forward to Friday all over again, so it wasn't a total letdown, but it was just like, oh, okay. Get your mind right. I never know what day it is
in
anymore.
The background. Foreground now. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. Things we do to spend time listening to music. Music soothes this mortal soul. I don't know about the immortal soul, but the mortal soul, slaved by music.
It can.
No, it can't.
The right kind of music can soothe the soul.
It's just a song.
No, I know that.
What are you going to be for Halloween?
Am I not scary enough? I figured I had this down already. I didn't have to really try that hard.
Oh, you got your mask on already?
You're
going as George Clooney, I see.
Oh, stop.
Uh,
Paint my face up a little bit and go as a scary clown.
Now, that is a good Halloween costume, though. I think Scary Clown is a good Halloween costume. Clowns are creepy to some, right? Mm-hmm. Even a good clown, even a happy clown, some people are freaked out by clowns.
Yes.
And I think clowns, are you really going to be a clown?
I'm a clown all the time. No, I haven't decided yet. I'm a clown. I've been called a clown. I've been called a lot worse. It's like...
I've been called a lot worse, yeah. It's clown around. Yeah.
That's right. To find my ass, I'll find my ass hat and wear that. It's...
I'm doing an easy costume, but I'm doing it because I want to participate in it this year and everything. And I don't feel I have to. I want to, but I'm certainly not going all out.
See, I've been told I should do drag for Halloween, and I can't. It's already too late for that. I don't have enough time to get my girl act together. So
not true. We know plenty of drag queens who can help you out.
I can't pull this off quick enough. There's not enough help out there.
Honey.
There is not enough help out there.
Just Barb.
Just Barb.
Well,
maybe
something just planning that for next year. Then.
I say we'll start aspiring to do that next year, maybe.
Maybe we'll have you dress up as a Christmas elf in a nice little mini skirt and white tights.
Elf undies.
Either that, or you got to grow a full beard to be Santa. One of the two.
No, I'm not doing Santa.
Well, then you're going to have to be the elf.
Well, you know what? I'll try being the elf.
Get your push-up bra.
I haven't been thin enough to be the elf in some time, so I had Santa down for a number of years.
Or you could go as a House of the Dragon Daemon Targaryen costume. What the hell is that? House of the Dragon.
Okay.
Must be.
I don't even know what it is. I don't know what it is.
It looks like a war coat from the Confederate Army or something. A long coat with a belt.
Okay.
Long black boots. Hot sauce. 2022 saw plenty of supply chain disruptions, including a devastating sriracha shortage. Show your love for the rooster sauce with his Tipsy Elves women's hot sauce bottle costume. Men's version also available. I'm afraid to think of what the man version would look like compared to Oh, Lordy.
That's funny. It's funny.
These are the 35 top costumes for adults.
Wait, so Sriracha made the top?
Of the Dragon.
Sriracha made the top 35?
Yep. Tipsy Elves is $60 costume. A sriracha shortage. It's a bottle of sriracha sauce. The hoodie comes with the nipple on top. Well, the things you can do at an adult party with that thing. Now, here's another one, but I don't think this is a very good one. It's too run-of-the-mill, been there, done that. But hey, to each their own. Elvis costumes.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. Charcuterie board.
That's complicated. I don't know how you put that together. I mean, you got some time.
You put it on and it looks like a board of cheese.
It's a pre-made. Okay.
Yeah, it's all.
I'm thinking about
costume you buy, $49.98 for the costume. Yeah, Grim Reaper.
I guess some of those are good, but I think they're more fun when you make your own.
I agree. I think custom made. If like this one, Top Gun Maverick jumpsuit, custom deluxe, $60 for a flight suit.
Mm-hmm.
With the hat. I mean, I get it, but A League of Their Own. Remember the movie A League of Their Own with Rosie O'Donnell and Madonna and Gina Davis and who am I missing? Tom Hanks. They've got a woman baseball player. There you go for next year. You could be a League of Their Own Dottie costume.
I could.
Oh my goodness, this one here. Well, the Wicked Witch of the West, which, yeah, witches. Pickle costume. You can't tell if it's a green dildo or a pickle.
Probably better that you don't know. One in the same, maybe? I don't know.
How about this one? You could be a yellow highlighter. Adult highlighter costume, $50. You'll be the highlight of the party in this bright yellow highlighter costume.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
Well, that
it's
gives
not,
you... It gives you an excuse to go rub up on people and say, "Hey, I'm highlighting you." It's like,
I'll be the highlight of your evening. Oh.
Here I am. Here, yes.
Yeah. Sam costume, one of Spirit Halloween's creepiest new looks. The officially licensed Sam costume features a one-piece jumpsuit and a hooded mask. A burlap trick-or-treat sack sold separately.
Meh.
Who's Ted Lasso?
I've heard the name, but I don't know.
Well, you can get his... It looks like a leisure suit almost. A leisure sweatsuit.
Leisure sweatsuit. Okay.
Maleficent. This is interesting, but again, these are things that... Here's what I'm coming from. This is my surmise of all this. Look through these, get an idea of what you want to be, and create your own. For instance, praying mantis costume. This is a horrible looking costume. Horrible looking. You can't tell if it's a praying mantis, a dragon. You can't tell what it is. It's a hot mess for $80. It's onesie. It's a green onesie.
What's that?
With some stuff on it. It's atrocious.
Well, it's pretty obscure.
$80.
It's a pretty obscure one, and I think you could almost do better on your own.
Absolutely, you can do better on your own.
Than a
and
manufactured
that's the thing
one.
to take from this.
Yeah.
Look at the costume you want and make your own version of it. That will get you more kudos. That will get you more opportunity to win the contest.
Well, sure.
You can go buy a Jack Sparrow pirate outfit and the patch and go as Jack Sparrow the pirate. Or you can make your own costume and outfit and design, and it'll be 10 times better.
Sure. Well, that was allegedly part of the fun of Halloween anyway, was making the costume, was putting it all together, and being the creative part of it. And like anything else, we've managed to manufacture our way out of the fun and just go buy something off the shelf. Because we're so busy and so efficient now with all of our electronics and stuff that we don't have time to make our costumes. So,
right. Piñata.
That's just an invitation for trouble at a party.
It is. Yeah. You got to be ready to be sexually assaulted repeatedly.
Baseball bats and stuff. No, not a good idea.
You could go as Salt and Pepper. They've got the Push It pop star outfit.
Oh.
Which means you're buying an outfit. It's black pants, red boots, and a jacket. Randy Savage, Richard Simmons.
Now that wouldn't be too hard to make. Richard Simmons.
Now this one's interesting. Spooktacular riding a fire dragon blow up costume. So you put your feet into it. I'll have to take a snapshot and show you.
Yeah.
They're interesting inflatable costumes. And they're only $30. Now these are cute. $35-$40. These are cute. I can see that. Flamingo, they're blow up. And you're walking in them. Your legs, they're cute looking. Definitely something to think of. Very interesting. See, I like that. That's something you can't make. You can't make a blow up costume. You have to buy that. Well, if you can do that, then kudos to you.
Well, another easy one to do is you can be a baby. You can dress up as a baby, complete with the diaper, the pacifier, and you show up at somebody's front door in that costume, see what happens.
Our drummer did that one year. We had a show that night for Halloween. It was a private party at a house, and he showed up as a baby, and in his bottle he had his Captain Morgan's Spice Rum and Coke, Diet Coke.
Right.
And all night long he played in his diaper. I don't know what else he did in his diaper, but
Well, yeah, you can't bring a spare very easily.
That would have been something. I got to go change my diaper.
That's right. I'll be back.
What are you, a baby alive? Get out of here.
Betsy Wetsy.
You come as baby alive, you pull on your diaper and start pooping. Like, see, told ya. Like, what the hell? A live action one.
It's the real deal.
Yeah, be like, what in the hell? But yeah, so there's some ideas for costumes, but hey, it's a good idea. That's a really good idea. In fact, one of the themes you could do instead of South Park or whatever, you could be whatever you want, but it has to be homemade.
Mm-hmm.
Has to be. Now, to be a superhero or something, it'd be hard because if you're going to be Superman, you need the chest emblem and all that. So there would have to be limitations and exceptions, but
make
or
the
you
effort.
could just say no, come up with something that you have to make from scratch.
Right. I mean, you could wear the appropriate colored clothing as the base for the outfit, and you could probably print off a Superman emblem and pin it on yourself,
or paint it or something.
Yeah. I mean, it could be done.
If there's a will, there's a way type thing.
Sure.
Very true. I mean, it makes it interesting because Halloween can get a little bit if it's not creative. It's got to be creative, And for kids, it's a different story. Kids, you take them to the store. Their creativity is usually picking out the costume. Mm-hmm. Some people, it's not good enough. Some people, they want that extra oomph, and the do-it-yourself makeup kits and stuff like that. Those are fun too. You look at the picture, you think you're going to look like that when you're done, and you end up looking like, what the hell?
One of the most creative costumes I ever saw, and this was a bunch of years ago, was, we all know Little Caesar's Pizza and the character Little Caesar. Well, this kid was dressed up, couldn't have been any more than 6 years old, maybe, really short, like the Little Caesar character guy, as Little Caesar, complete with chest hair stuck on him and the pizza with the spear on it, and it was hysterically funny. It was great. The creativity, and it wasn't hard to make. That wasn't hard to make at all.
No, being creative, it takes just a little bit of time to think of a concept and then move forward with it. Start trial and error, and don't make it overnight, especially if you're trying to get elaborate. Right. Make it so that you can wear it and see if you need to make some alterations and stuff to it and adjustments.
Well, especially if you're going to a party where you're potentially entering a contest or something like that, you don't want to slap 2 hours before. You want to give it a little fine tuning.
Oh, for sure. You want it to be creative. There's nothing worse than the disappointment of thinking about something, putting the time and money into it, and then just not quite enough time.
Right. And
when you put more money into it than time and it doesn't work out very well, it sucks, right? So you're disappointed, your night's ruined, your costume didn't work out, you're going to something you didn't want to go or not at all now. It's just not fun. So make sure you do your homework, try it all out, make sure it works. Mm-hmm. And be creative. I'm trying to be creative here by making sure that we're lined up for the rest of the show.
You're creating something over there.
I'm doing something. I'm putting our music together for the end of the show. So
got it.
Got 2 hands, need 3 hands.
Keeping your hands busy. Good thing.
Got 1 hand on Twitter.
Yeah.
Already people talking about The advertisers are talking about boycotting it, and everybody's saying, "Oh, they're boycotting free speech," and it's like, "Oh, go find something else to worry about. Who cares?"
Well, this will be the perfect thing that, storms up Twitter and drives out of interest and traffic for a little while.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be some freshening up of the site, but at the same time, it is what it is. And if I were an investor, Elon Musk, I wouldn't have spent all that money on something that needed that much work, or I would have just created my own. Obviously, he wants the audience that's there.
Yeah. We get so worked up about too many things, though. Everything's a big deal nowadays. And I got a pet peeve. And
No.
I don't think it's anything wrong with it. I don't think anybody needs to change the way they do things. But when a celebrity dies, we find every way to attach ourselves to that celebrity and then post it on social media as if it's a way of not just mourning and grieving, but also informing the world of what everybody already knows. When what was his Leslie?
Yeah.
I forget his last name. Forgive my ignorance. No disrespect intended. When he died, people took ownership of him. Like, oh, I saw him walking down the street one day, and we want to grasp onto something, and we post it to make us feel better. And it's weird.
But yeah, I would say, how does that even make you feel better? I mean, I don't get how that even connects. It's like
I don't understand it either, because to me, people take to it, and I go, okay, as soon as somebody dies, everybody, oh no, not them. We go, oh no, not them, about people. When Loretta Lynn passed away, people literally had to Google Loretta Lynn to find out who she is, and then post on their social media, oh my God, not her. But you didn't know who she was.
right.
You know what I mean? I know that's extreme. But we just feel the need on social media to connect to something like that. I don't get it. I don't get it. The need for me to somebody close to me that passes away. I don't even feel the need to share that necessarily. But then to connect myself to somebody that I never met, I paid money to see you at a meet and greet. Of course they were nice to you. You were paying them to be there.
That's right.
Nothing wrong with that. But it's a pet peeve of mine when somebody dies. I go right to the first thing I do when I see a celebrity die. Like right now, if I seen breaking news, so-and-so died, I would go on my social media and I would look and I would see all my friends posting about it. First snow. Everybody knows about it. Oh my God. Calm down.
Yeah. Well, we already had it this season, so get over it. It was the other day.
We did. Yes, we did. We had snow in the Detroit metro area. People, it wasn't even snow. It was flurries. Everybody on Facebook. Yeah. Oh my God, it's snowing. Shut up. We know
it was the kind of raindrop that plops. It doesn't just drip and fall.
It's like moisturized. Yeah. But I understand. I'm not mad at people for doing it. It just, to me, it's funny seeing it. Everybody posting the absolute obvious.
Being social.
Yeah. But that is the beast of social media. We now have the ability to say what we're thinking. The movie, I relate to that all the time. What Women Want with Mel Gibson. We now have that ability to speak everything that we shouldn't be speaking so that everybody can hear our inner thoughts. And that is not what this is about. Nope. There's a lot of things I think that has no business being out there for anybody to ever hear.
True.
And I'm sure I can speak for everybody when I say that.
Well, and I also think we can all think of a time or two when we were guilty of doing something like that, posting something or reacting to something that really didn't need to be there and didn't accomplish anything, but in your mind and your heart, it was so darn important to put out there that, in your own little world, it was important, so the world could give a damn. But you know,
Well, and then in your world, it is important then. So that's something to keep in mind.
right?
But it's also important to keep in mind that just because it's important to you doesn't mean it's important to others.
Mm-hmm.
And we forget that, right? And especially when I was at the beginning of the show talking about you can't align everybody with you. You have to align with them. And a lot of aligning with others is accepting their differences,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be politically, whether it be about the way you raise your children and all those things that are equally important. But how you raise your kids has no effect on how I raise mine. Because if I raise mine properly, in my opinion, I'm going to teach my children that not all social settings require you to act and do all the words that you hear and to speak and act on them.
True.
So it's important. And we got to teach our kids that early on, that just because you're going to hear these things, this is the reality of your life. And
the other
you're
thing,
going to hear different things, but doesn't mean you have to adopt them.
and the other thing you hear, I mean, you're going to hear a lot of stuff, but from your own perspective, a lot of times once you say something, you can't take it back. So
Correct.
think before you speak.
Especially in
and,
today's world.
And yeah, and you know, don't always speak out of haste or anger. It's like the best thing you can do when you're mad and you want to really tell somebody off is to go totally the other way and just shut down for a bit. You'll cause a lot less damage.
Amen.
The world would be a better place. Some of us learn the hard way.
But it's true. And we do. And I see people out there so upset and so angry and so desperate for whatever they're seeking. And then if you got a chance to sit down and really get to know them, you would find that they don't even know what they're seeking for happiness. And there's the frustration when you don't even know what you're seeking yourself because you've been told all your life that money, a good job and a high-paying income is the key to happiness. No, it is freaking not.
Right.
And that is the key to security, financial security, which leads to a level of peace. Nobody likes staying awake at night wondering, do I pay the cable bill or heating bill or feed Johnny and Jenny? Nobody likes that.
No, for sure. And on the flip side, when you have that much and you're blessed with that much, you also get careless and you're not focused on what you would be focused on if you were, you know, of not that kind of means and you were being a lot more responsible with what you have. When you have an abundance and you have too much, you just kind of get carefree sometimes. And the word irresponsible comes to mind, although... You know, I mean, it depends what it is, but you take it for granted too. So that's also, you know, not a good. That doesn't bring you happiness. If you're taking it for granted, that means you don't appreciate it. And if you're not appreciative, then you're not really all that happy. It's
right. Well, that's a perfect example of somebody who, when they're younger, right, their parents bought them a car because they have the financial means to do so. Right? The parents go, no, we're going to buy you a car when you turn 16. You're going to drive it to high school and back. You're going to get good grades. You're going to get a small part-time job to help pay the bills for it. And we're going to teach you responsibility and we're going to teach you, you know, so they're doing the right thing for their kid. And then you got the other parent who goes, we don't have enough money to be buying a car for our kid. We're going to teach them to work for it, and we'll go in halves for your car. You come up with 500, we'll come up with 500.
Right. You earn, you work and you show the initiative, and you earn, people are willing to help you. You walk around with your hand out, and people are a lot less willing to drop anything in it.
Herein lies the difference. Either way you do it is good parenting, and either way you do it, you can teach your kid to be grateful for what they've got, right? On one hand, you're going to give your kid the car so they don't work for it, but they're still going to work for the upkeep and the gas and stuff like that. But if you taught your kid properly you're going to find out that they are still grateful
Right.
for you're still grateful for the car,
Yeah,
the
for the
gift.
car, what they were given, yes.
Yeah.
And you appreciate what you were given, and you take care of it, and that's how you show your appreciation. Taking care of things that, somebody gives
And
you
on the
something
other
and then you
hand-
trash it. Yeah.
And on the other hand, you've got the kid who worked for his car who said, don't mess up my car. I worked for this. This cost me a lot of money. Both can be grateful. It depends on if you raised your kid to see the grace in something or to look a gift horse in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Kids naturally will look a gift horse in the mouth.
Sure.
What can we get for nothing? But
Mm-hmm.
it's up to the teacher, the parent,
Well, that's
to
true.
say, no, this is how we should do it.
And kids, until they're taught that, don't know any better. So they just know they want. We want. And it's great to want. But how are you going to achieve it? How are you going to get it? Nobody's just going to hand it to you all the time. So that's part of the lessons growing up, too. It's like, okay, well, I'm not going to get this unless I work or.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We've got a 3-song break, and when we come back, we're going to finish up our day, getting you ready for the weekend. We'll be right back on Hot 93.97. Stu says we got an echo, but I can't get to the app. When I hit listen now, it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But it says we got an echo.
On the app or on YouTube or what?
He said, you're good on Facebook, but not on the internet. We're echoing.
I don't know. I don't have anything done differently here.
No, it's
the
not
same.
that.
The same mic setup and everything.
Yeah, it's not that, I'm sure. I'm trying to figure it out, but I can't hear it on the app, so. But I've got the monitor in here all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got my headphones on. But that's
Unless
it. They're
it's coming-
headphones.
Unless it's coming off of my speaker here, because I'm listening to you through the speaker. Not that it's that loud, but I'm not wearing earphones.
Oh, that's it. That is it. Yeah, you got to have headphones. Or because you don't hear me without.
Well, now I'm hearing. I mean, I'm hearing you fine, yeah. But if I turn it down, I would hear you as well. But for the longest time, I wasn't hearing you at all. Remember, we went through that.
Right.
See, it doesn't for it to echo. I think it would have to be up a lot louder than it is. But I could be wrong. I could be.
No, they did say on this you need headphones because it'll echo.
Okay. Well.
But
Note to self: find your headphones.
I know I got these. These are working good now. It was the connection that was bad, not my headphones.
Let me try something here. I hit some headphones.
But all right, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to get off camera for a minute. We're going to go to a quick break. We come back at 9:33. So be right back.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Back early. Shocker, eh? Hey, Harley, how's it going? Good to see you on here. Yeah. Let's see. Let's change the banner to download the free app today, or I'm going to call you names on the air. Oh, it's chilly. Not ready for this winter stuff yet. Or ever, for that matter, but whatever. Just looking at all the stuff going on in the world. A lot of nothing that affects me, so I ain't getting worried about it. Oh, but the president affects your life every day. No, it doesn't. Interesting story I'm reading here. Sorry, I'm not being rude. I got work to do. Gee, and you know what? The mugshot matches you perfectly, man. Wait till I talk about this one. This guy right here. Ooh-wee. Oh, Friday morning. Oh, yeah. Big deal. When you got to work all day long, all night long, everything. Be right back. Got a hair in my eye. No wonder this damn mop. I got to brush my hair better. There, I'm back. Cold. 1 minute, and we're back. That ain't it. Should have known it was cold. There we go. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Now it actually looks like I got a show together. Oh, yeah. Now we got it together. Damn, I hope you're listening. Today's jean day. I'm wearing jeans. Shh, here we go. All righty. We're back. Well, I'm back. Just Bob's en route. There he is.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Just like that. It's magic. It all just comes back together. I'm always at a loss for words when it comes to the level. It's like we take "Don't Be Stupid" as a challenge. What else? What other dumb things can you come up with? How about
Well,
this guy? This guy says, I'm a controlled alcoholic. I just quit drinking vodka. Now I'm drinking wine. He
Okay.
told this to the police during his DUI arrest. Yeah. Venice, Florida. We're going back to Florida. Good morning in Florida.
We love Florida.
We got in Venice, we got the likes of this man, 52-year-old Taiji Tuchilio, charged with hit and run involving damage to property, DUI, 2 counts of hit and run involving injury, 3 counts of DUI damage to property or person, and the award for the biggest set of cojones in Florida. Oh, yeah, and 2 charges of how much dumber can you be. So, October 22nd, Taiji is allegedly driving drunk, crashes into a car, gets out, flees on foot to a nearby bar where he orders 3 shots of whiskey, drinks the 3 shots of whiskey, goes back to the accident scene. He told police he was buzzed.
Yeah.
Now, really, what the cops really got mad about was he mispronounced Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir?
I mispronounced it too. Pinot Noir.
Pinot no.
Not only did he mispronounce the word and he was buzzed, he claimed he was driving a Toyota when it was a Ford that he crashed. And when the cop said, but this is not a Toyota, he said, well, I'm a controlled alcoholic. I just quit drinking vodka. Now I'm drinking wine. Oh, well, you're free to go.
That's right. As long as you're under control.
Under the stand your ground law, you're free to go.
You have control. You're free.
Yeah. $5,000 in damage. 1 victim had a minor injury, and another had some neck pain. He was released on $4,740 bond, which means when they said, what's the bond set at? The judge said, how much you got? And he said, $4,740. And they go, well, guess what? You got enough to get out.
And since that's all they got, so we know you won't be leaving. That's right.
It's amazing. People, look, that's excessive drinking. You crashed your car. And I know his thinking, I'm going to jail for DUI anyway, so I might as well be nice and buzzed when I hit the jail cell.
Mm-hmm.
That's his thinking. Because otherwise you just wouldn't come back.
Well, yeah.
He was setting up a defense, though. He was setting up a defense, right?
Right.
I wasn't drunk when I crashed. I ran to the bar and had 3 shots. Now I'm drunk, but my car's totaled, so I'm not driving home. That's what he was doing. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, that's good logic.
I'll wait. I'll listen.
There's logic for you.
That's what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
He crashed. He was like, oh, shit. Oh, crap. What can I do?
I got to go get drunk now.
Yeah, I'll go grab some booze, and they'll think I was sober when I crashed. But I was so stressed from the crash, I ran to the bar.
I had to think this through, yeah.
And all you got to do now is say you're having a mental episode and you got one gimme. It's a mulligan. Mm-hmm. Okay, you're free to go. Had a bad moment.
That's right.
Excuse the actions of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But that's insensitive to mental health. No, it's not. It's insensitive to the people using it as an excuse to break the law and get away with it. Huge difference, Mary.
Yeah.
You got to pull your head out long enough to suck in some fresh air, and then you'll understand.
Yeah, Mary.
Yeah, Mary. Oh. Scary Halloween movies, yes or no?
No.
No.
Life is scary enough.
They're not even scary, though.
Well, no, some of them are so obviously not. I mean, the attempt be it ever so humble, was there, but
Yeah. The victim running from the killer who can't, she stumbles everywhere. The killer, you're running through the woods at around 15 miles an hour. The killer is walking with a bad leg, limping at around 0.4 miles an hour. But somehow he's right on your tail throughout the whole forest. It just doesn't do much. So now they got to go with the gore and shock value. And I just, after you've seen it, you've seen it. I'm an old person. I get it. I'm fine with that.
I see it on the news every day. I don't need to see it now in the movie. It's like,
Amen.
When I go to a movie, I want to watch a movie. I want to laugh. I want to escape from it, whatever it is. Give me the dumber the better. It's.
That's why I like Adam Sandler movies.
Yes. I don't want it to be serious crap. There's enough serious crap on TV. There's enough serious crap in our own lives. It's like, give me something stupid to watch for a minute. Hence social media.
Yeah, social media is definitely not being used for what it's supposed to be. But it's our fault. It's our fault.
The users are the ones.
Completely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look, $44 billion to buy one thing in the world for the sole purpose of making more money from it. Social media. Don't tell me for 1 minute that we're using it for the right things. We're not. And it's obvious. But there is those small snippets of people that just use it to keep in touch with family and friends that you normally wouldn't.
Right.
But it's not what it's about nowadays. If you weren't sure of it now, I don't even know what I'm talking about. $44 billion purchase from a man who's in the business of making money. They don't buy things to lose money. Like for me,
right.
I lost money this morning when I bought my coffee, which I made my coffee. So it's an investment. But everything that we purchase as a trade-off, right? We sacrifice money, we gain a good. They are doing it to make more money. That's the reason they buy. So we're buying it as an investment in a monetary thing. They're buying it as an investment in more money to be made. It's a commodity.
Well, and it's also at that level, it's just a game to see how much more you can make. I mean, you've got all the money that you need. So now it's a matter of, it's not even a matter of making money just to make money. It's to prove a point or to make yourself look, that much more.
Well, the ego, but your shareholders, so you're now in this thing and you got all this money you're buying and selling stuff and you're talking to shareholders. They want you to do things to make them more money. That's their vested interest in it.
Right.
So when Elon buys something for $44 billion, it's only because he plans to sell it for $100 billion when he sells it, if he sells it. It's about making money. That's their commodity, cash.
Right.
And it's just, not actually cash on hand because you don't have $44 billion. But you can have as many dollars as needed at the time when you need them.
Well, it's also, the value is also the perceived value because it's only value if somebody's willing to pay it.
Ding,
ding. You can say, it's worth $100 million, but if you can't find that buyer to spend $100 million, then I guess it's not worth $100 million, is it?
Well, got that right. Value is like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. Just blows my mind. We've got to be able to put the pieces together, though. Not even cynical. I'm not insinuating it's bad. I'm just saying when we know what they're actually doing it for, they're not buying. He didn't buy Twitter to be able to post whatever he wants on Twitter. He bought Twitter to make more money. That's what they do. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not telling you any secret. That's what they do, right?
Well, and usually when you come in and buy something, the first thing you look to do is whack expenses. So you lay off a bunch of people, as just happened.
As you grow in your job, you want more money the longer you're doing something.
Right.
Right? That's your investment. That's the trade-off. And then the company, in turn, pays you more because you know more and you can do more to help them do what? Make more money.
Yeah,
That's all we're doing here. That's what we're doing here right now. We're trying to make money for people.
I mean, and that works to a point. And then when you get to a place where you price yourself out of the market job wise because nobody makes beyond a certain cap, we'll say, and you get to a place where now you're at the cap, and the company goes, well, I get 50% of the person I'm paying 100% more to, so I'm going to cut that person and make 50% on the lesser paid person, and end up cutting expenses and therefore making more money. So it's good to be very proficient at what you do and command a higher salary, but you get to a place where you put yourself in danger by being on the upper end of the pay scale. And
eventually you top out.
Right. But then, at that point, then it's kind of up to the company. It's up to you if you want to stay and not make any more money, but it's up to the company if they want to keep paying you that much money when they know they could get the job done for less.
And that ain't going to happen because it's about making money.
Yeah,
that's why it's so
But
important.
It does happen. I mean, that's, people get to a point where, the company will bring in the lesser experienced person and pay them a third of what they're paying the senior employee.
Oh, yeah, that happens. But what I'm saying is, on the other hand, the senior employee is not going to take less if they can make some more elsewhere. But also, we're talking Elon Musk and the shareholders have unlimited earning potential. It's the laborers who are limited. Right. The CEO, the CFO, all of them hire bigwigs, the shareholders. Their income is based upon success. And the employee, they're not, right? If you're making 45 grand a year as whatever you do for them, you don't get you might get a little Christmas bonus, but that's not anywhere in compared to say, look, the company does good, I get 2% bonus. A $44 billion business, if their profit is say $1 billion for the year, 2% of that, what is that? $2 million or maybe more. Right? Then you go, well, companies can't pay their employees that because you'll never have any employees. Who the hell would work anymore with $2 million in the bank? Well, a lot of people do. Elon Musk is working for $44 billion in the bank. But it's different. It's just a different mentality. I like being on the scale I'm on. I don't want to have to worry about all that. I'm enjoying my life.
There's like so many things, everything in moderation. I mean, you don't want to be on the low end of the scale. You want to work. You want to improve yourself. You want to improve your skills. You want to make more money. But when you get to the point where you've topped out in that position, you might be content with that. But that doesn't mean that everybody around you is going to be content with paying you that when they know that they can make more money, which is their goal, by cutting the expense.
Cutting the expense, yeah.
Right. So if you cut the expense, then you've made that money back, so to speak. And
it's a vicious circle of knowing. You got to know the game, but you've also got to play the game. The company expects things from you as well.
Well, true.
Right. So we want top pay, and we want the best benefits, and we want, but we've got to be willing to give them something to say, we've got to have her.
Well, they should, yeah. I mean, they should have high expectations for paying you well, and you should have high expectations of yourself being paid well. And
don't take a job out there if you're going to start complaining about wages and go, well, they're only paying me to do this. I'm not doing that. I don't get paid enough to do that. You took the job. Do what's expected of you on the job. It'd be funny how that works out for you in the long run.
Right.
When companies go, they do everything we expect them to do. And you agreed to the pay. Otherwise, don't take the job. Don't think you're going to get paid more when they see what you can do. That's only going to come when they give raises and stuff. But they're not going to go, whoa, you work way harder than anybody we ever seen. We're going to give you $15 an hour extra. No, you got to earn that beyond just showing up.
Right. Well, that's it. And if you do your job well and you go over and above and, people will say, oh, well, that's, they expect too much or whatever. But if you do that, you're really investing in yourself. You're investing in your reputation. You're investing in making yourself of value.
Exactly.
So it's one of those intangibles. You don't necessarily sick right away, but when they have to pick, when they got 3 people and one of them's gonna get whacked and they're not gonna have a job anymore, if you've invested enough in yourself and your reputation, then it won't be you, right?
Problem children get sent to the wayside. Needy people. It doesn't mean you compromise your equal rights of pay and fair pay and workplace treatment and stuff like that. You're not compromising anything. You're doing a fair trade. We told you we could give you this much money if you do this for us, and that's our agreement.
Right.
But we've gotten away from that a little.
Well, again, it comes back to that the entitlement syndrome. Well, I showed up, so I should get paid. Not I showed up and did some work, so I should get paid.
Right, and that's the agreement. The company actually needs things to be done for them to succeed too. But we've got this mentality of combativeness, right? It's us against the company. You got to be careful who you work around, because every company complains about everybody has their complaints about the company they work for. You've got to be careful not to buy into that. Like, you're there for one reason, to make money. Right. And don't worry about the person that's been there for 20 years going, don't worry, you'll learn the ropes and we're going to show you this, and that. And they're talking bad about this and you got to watch out for this and this place, that. Who cares? You're there for one reason and one reason only. Make your money and go home. Don't get into the workplace politics and she does this and they do that. I don't care. I don't even want to know you. Yeah. Right? We don't hang like that.
Well, the other thing is to, don't participate in that kind of activity, but it goes on around you anyway, and it's hard to avoid. Take it in and use it as information for yourself, as a tool, but do not speak and participate backward. You take it in. It's fact. Some of it's fact, some of it's opinion, but some of it's gossip, but some of it's true. Just keep it in mind. That's all, and go about your business.
It's funny too, because so many people were at the bar, the Adam's Apple. And so many people that I've known for years go, you're married? I have no idea. It's not that I hide it. It's that I don't share all my information with everybody. Right. And a lot of assumptions go on too, though, right? We're assuming things about people.
All the time.
Yeah. So when people see me, they automatically think I have a man in my life. I'm married to a female, but people are like, what? How does that work? You're transgender. Because my gender identity has nothing to do with my sexuality. And my sexuality has nothing to do with anything because I'm too old for that. I got my own bedroom. Thank you. But snuggling up next to somebody and accidentally fart? No Dutch ovens.
Oh, well, that was fun in your 20s and 30s, right?
Oh, man, you had to be next to your loved one. But now we're in the same house, man. I got my own bed, and I love it. And it's no disrespect. She's got her own bed, and we love it. We love it.
It is pretty funny. Friends. Well, the other thing is having a king-size bed where you got room for, 2 more people between you, and it's probably just as good because you both roll over to your own side, and you can... You've got enough room to reach over and not hit anybody. It's like if you...
Exactly. We had a king bed, and that was the way it was. You could roll over completely and not be on top of each other,
right.
And it's important when you're younger to be close. Like, you don't mind sleeping on top of one another.
Right.
Now, if your leg touches me, I jump out of bed like a spider's attacking me. What's that? But we don't sleep together, so
you're having an enjoyable evening, and you're all cuddled up together, nice and spooned, and you fall asleep. And then an hour later, you're going, God, it's hot in here. Get off of me.
Get off of me. What are you doing? Not a blanket.
That's right.
It's funny but things change, but you still got to hold on to that. I love seeing elderly couples holding hands for walks and stuff like that. There's still that connection you got to have somewhere along the line. It may not be sexual, but there's got to be that connection of friendship.
Well, in a true solid relationship, sex is only one piece of the puzzle. There's so many other elements. There's so many other things involved.
Exactly.
And
you spend a couple minutes out of your week doing that.
You do the hokey pokey for 5 or 10 minutes, but then you still got the other 7 days to
deal with these people.
To do life. Yes.
Pick wisely.
Yeah.
Word of the day before we get out of here. Bob froze. You got a word of the day?
I do.
Oh,
good.
Here?
Okay, good. Yeah, it's called onalatry.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I know. Here we go. Well, it's Friday. Onalatry, worship of asses or donkeys.
Glad you said that. Nope, got a story.
Okay.
I promised. I'm not going to tease a story and not do it.
Okay.
A bunch of jackasses got arrested for sporting wood while traveling through Pakistan. Pakistani police arrested 6 donkeys for helping smuggle timber. So donkeys live pretty comfortable lives, unbothered by the human concerns and crimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in an unusual case, the police in Pakistan have arrested 6 donkeys for facilitating the timber mafia operatives. 6 donkeys taken into police custody in connection with timber smuggling. The accused smugglers managed to escape. The donkeys were not so fortunate.
Dumbasses.
So what's the word of the day again?
Onalatry.
There you have it.
Donkeys.
Perfect. We didn't plan this, people. His word of the day is sent from the gods above.
It's spontaneous as can be. That's right. It's randomly generated and sometimes more than once, but
oh, that was perfect. As soon as you said that jackass, I'm like, wait a minute.
Hey!
A bunch of jackasses got arrested. Well, 6 jackasses to be exact.
Well, that happens every weekend, but no, not in Pakistan. Too funny.
It is. Not the first time donkeys have been arrested in Pakistan. In 2020, they arrested a donkey for participating in gambling in Punjab province.
No.
Yeah, the incident reported officials nabbed 8 people and a donkey for alleged involvement in a gambling ring. The case was filed against the donkey, who was mentioned as the accused. We're going to let you chew on that like a dog bone for the whole weekend.
Gonna have to ponder that, yeah.
Pakistan police have twice arrested donkeys, 1 for illegal gambling and 6 for smuggling timber. Only on Sapphire'S Soup du Jour. You're welcome.
Damn donkeys, you can't trust even them.
Good God. Where do you go from here? It's time to leave. We have no capability of topping that story.
Let's just go.
Yeah, we're out of here. Thanks for letting us in your house, car, wherever you were listening today. And remember, opinions are a dime a dozen. Validation is for parking, and loyalty is not just a word, it's a lifestyle. Life is too short to put your key to happiness in someone else's pocket. What if they had a hole in their pocket and your key to happiness dripped down their leg right by their right nut on a hot summer day? Now your key to happiness stinks.
But it's the key to happiness. I'd still have to go for it.
I mean, you still got to grab it. Even if it falls in the toilet when you bend over, you got to grab your key to happiness right through the dung.
Mm-hmm.
In a world where we can be anything, be kind. We have no idea what a kind word and a friendly smile can do to impact someone's day, maybe even change their entire life. And what a great feeling that would be. I'm Sapphire Pates.
I'm just Bob.
We're out of here. Have a great weekend. Happy Halloween. We'll talk to you Monday morning on Halloween. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Oh, that was fun. And stop. All right. Encoder's off. Music's off. Broadcast is still on, though.
Broadcast is still on, so
I'm not
behave
going to
yourself.
forget this time. What's that?
I said, so behave yourself.
I know, right? No F word yet. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching later on, thank you for tuning in when you get the chance to. We'll be
Indeed.
back Monday morning for Halloween. Nothing special. Just us.
Just scary boo.
Yeah, and I'll still have my Halloween mask on the way I always do. Yeah. All right. Have a good one. We're ending the broadcast. Bye-bye.
See ya.